What's up, lawn gnomes? Match is back, and this time with better audio! Both technically and vocally, that is. In case you missed last week's episode, here's how this works. I pull up 3 trailers and review them over acting promise, editing technique, and whatever story we can gather from it. Now, without further ado, let's light this candle! We are starting off this week with an M. Night Shyamalan movie. If your butthole just clenched, then 2 things. First, I normally act the same way when I think of his movies. Honestly, throwing in plot twists just for the sake of doing so irritates me like you wouldn't believe. Second, you can relax your sphincters on this one because it's the 3rd installment of his popular Super franchise. Glass is revolving around Bruce Willis, James McAvory, and Samuel L. Jackson as a group of institutionalized patients who, you know what? I'm going to have the doctor take this one.
David Dunn, you believe you are exceptionally strong, but there are men who are as strong as you. Kevin Wendell Crumb, you believe there are 24 souls living in that body with you.
You can call me Norma.
I'm so amped!
Elijah Price, you have an extraordinary IQ. You think you are superhuman.
Oh, Doc, you are in for a surprise. So, naturally, this movie is going to be about Glass and Split trying to escape the facility with their wild-haired leader being the brains behind everything. Well, the streaking Spider-Man here is acting like the muscle. Beast mode! Sorry about that. Of course, this leaves us with the Unbreakable Man trying to stop this from all happening. Then again, this movie could end with him joining the other 2 baddies, and I wouldn't be surprised either way, honestly. On the editing side of things, I'm really impressed. To my knowledge, James McAvory isn't actually that ripped, and you can practically see tension building throughout the institution. Yes, the actors do much of the heavy lifting in that regard, but the best actors in the world can be shot down hard by bad editing. And speaking of best actors, the thespians in this flick are top-notch. Yes, we have seen 2 of them act together before in this franchise, but that was years ago. Their acting abilities have been more polished since then, and they were pretty great in the first one. And personally, I can't wait to see what kind of shenanigans these 3 get themselves into. All in all, I'm going to have to give Glass a 9 out of 10. I know you might be surprised as to why I'm giving this one a rating higher than one I gave Endgame last week. That's because I didn't want to let go of those characters. No, I don't want to let go of these either. But if everything goes right, and Shyamalan doesn't screw up the ending this time in his fashion, then I have a strong feeling this is just the beginning. Now that we're done with the beginning movie, on to the second one! Legos! Oh, the Lego Movie 2, the second part, seems to pick up where the first one left off. If you haven't seen the first one, do so now. I can wait. Now, wasn't that great? This time around, Lucy, voiced by Elizabeth Banks, gets kidnapped along with other heroes, and Emmett, voiced by Chris Pratt, has to save them with the help of Rex Dangervest, voiced by Chris Pratt. Not much else is going on story-wise in this trailer, other than the introduction of other characters and clean humor for the kids. So I feel like something is missing. Voice acting is the only acting to be talked about, and it is great. As long as Will Arnett is returning to play Batman, I am a happy camper. And it's always nice to know that actors can read lines that are right in front of them and still manage to sell it. Trust me, it's not easy. What I do have to give these Lego movies high praise for is the editing. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but stop-motion movies are tedious to make and can take hours just to do a minute-long video. Try feature length. One tiny screw-up can throw the entire project out of whack. But everything runs smoothly, even matching up the dialogue to everyone's mouths. However, the editing by itself isn't enough for me to give it high marks, even with good voice-over work. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give the Lego Movie 2, the second one, a 5 out of 10. The anticipation could be much higher for this, but if I knew more about what to expect from the movie, it probably would be. The final trailer we're talking about this week is Captain Marvel. I know I like to keep my episodes balanced, but I kinda have to classify Glass more along the thriller side of things. It just kinda gives off more of that vibe, you know? Anyway, Carol Danvers, not to be confused with Kara Danvers, who's a superpowered alien in the DC universe, is a superpowered alien in the Marvel universe. I'm not sure if she's fully alien in this or just got abducted and has alien DNA. That's still up for debate until the movie, I think. Regardless, she actually is a soldier fighting alongside Nick Fury in the battle against shape-shifting Skrulls. Again, I must reiterate this. She is a soldier. She probably sees showing too much emotion as a sign of weakness. So, lay off Brie Larson, people. She's still showing some emotion. She didn't exactly star in Twilight. Her acting is fine for the character. Just breathe. Besides, can't we all agree that it's gonna be nice to see Nick Fury with actual depth perception? And Coulson's back in the movies! And he hopefully will be in more movies to come to think of it. Editing-wise, there's nothing special to write home about. Something feels a bit off with the flying, but the blast she does is pretty cool. I do think they kind of overdid it a bit with her glow, though. That might be bright enough to give even the Incredible Hulk radiation poisoning. This movie could be a diamond in the rough, but for now, it's appearing kinda rough for them. For that, I'm gonna have to give Captain Marvel, who's an actual captain by the way, fully earned, not like that Steve Rogers guy who was just given to him, a 7 out of 10. Hopefully they find her a dimmer switch, and I really want to see how Nick Fury loses his eye. That's going to be pretty cool. Finally, this week is the very first Matches Rating Matchup! Every time a movie comes out, whose trailer I've previously reviewed, I'll let you know how well my anticipation was justified. This past Friday, A Dog's Way Home was released, and I have to say, I didn't cry. But my eyes did actually stay pretty well hydrated through the whole thing. Was my previous score of 5 out of 10 justifiable? Oh, God no. There was far more to the story than I initially thought. It's much more than a dog finding her way home. Without giving away any spoilers, this movie is about one trait that dogs always beat humans on. Empathy. However, I do have to say the movie would have been just as great without all the narration. And it was pretty obvious that the animals that weren't dogs or house cats were CGI. So my final thoughts? If you're a dog lover, go see this movie immediately. If you just like dogs, rent it. If you don't like dogs, well then, I don't have anything more to say to you. So that does it for this episode of Trailer Trash. If you have any trailers you want me to review, post them in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and as always, stay fiery, guys. Love you. Honestly, I'm just glad that they're done with that dog thing for a while. Mother!
Okay, Jackie.
So much.
There. Hi, Jackie.
Hi! I'm gonna throw an axe.
I know.
Just don't throw it at us. And don't throw it at me.
You just like flop it over, just like whoops.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, people generally don't like getting axes.
Hey, Rob.
Who won it? My technicality is still in there.
Rob.
Oh God, I was zoomed in.
If I get him, I promise you.
You're the king.
Demo.
Let's roll one each so you get on both on tape. Yeah. I'll go first.
Well, I'd much prefer. We'll probably taunt each other.
Trying to be in the two right there.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My shirt on my stuff. Alright, axe throwing 101. Please grab your axe.
I'll grab the ghetto one first.
You want to have about an inch or so below the bottom of your hand. Have your thumb in line with the shaft.
Like this?
Yep. So you'll throw. You want most rotation come from your elbow, just a little from your shoulder, but keep your wrist locked.
Okay.
Then you release. You want to release it when your wrist is about in line with your eyes, and then release with just your fingers. It makes a lot of sense when you throw the first one. Then you want to start about step back to the counter, feet together, and then step into it with your opposite foot. So 1, 2, 3.
Jared, go first. You go first. Females go first. Go first.
Ladies first.
Ladies' prerogative.
Who's going first?
Here, hold on. Let me step off the side so he can get shots. He's not getting away.
Your idea.
Cage match.
There we go.
Oh.
Come on. Oh my.
What?
I think you're summoning Thor.
You also want to keep your torso straight. Not you, her. Much better.
Not bad.
Come on, get one in.
Stick it in, Jackie.
Wasn't it the opposite foot you're supposed to step with?
Yeah. Yeah, Jackie. When you're stepping in, throwing it right-handed, step in with your left foot, not your right.
No. That sounds
Come on, can you get this one in?
Oh, close.
Where? On 3rd Street? No.
And
It was a lethal blow. It's just the fact they got it when they're going into wood. It got most of the head, not enough deep
Yeah.
into it.
it was blunt damage, not.
It also made that slightly duller axe because I haven't had a chance to sharpen since we started today.
I haven't heard of running.